An elite influencers to BC government, Liberal Party, and Trudeau appointed senator. So there's a crazy infographic here. That's a bit much to get into, but it is worth checking out. We'll just read the article instead. A powerful new investigative map released by diaspora researchers traces political ties reaching from the Chinese Communist Party controlled intelligence networks to the highest levels of British Columbia's government. The visual expose centers on Senator Wan Pa-Wu and his pivotal role in welcoming Chinese state-linked entities into Canadian institutions, an effort that resonates in a secretly recording 2020 meeting obtained by the Bureau, in which Wu assured United Front figures would help shield them from United Front comes up again, right? From critical scrutiny. These same United Front entities have been credited by Beijing for their role in promoting Chinese Canadian candidates during the federal campaign elections campaign.
Having said that, I'm very worried that the mainstream in Canada, including a lot of my friends and political leaders and business leaders and media leaders, are falling into a very dangerous trap where they are using what I call a litmus test to...
Sorry about the audio. It's a recorded phone call. This is a secret.
No, it's pretty good.
Okay. The S's are popping.
Demonstrate the loyalty of Chinese Canadians in this country. The litmus test, I don't know how you translate that in Chinese, but it's essentially you use a piece of paper, you put it in the water, 红色就不行，蓝色就行. And in life, it's never so easy. 不是红色是蓝色，有很多颜色，对吧? But I worry that more and more in this country and around the West, the media and others are trying to identify these litmus tests and say, okay, 你是好的，你是坏的. So a very good example, all of you know, was the reporting around the donation of medical supplies among some Chinese Canadians who were shipping some medical supplies to China during the early part of the crisis. And then in reverse, many Chinese Canadians who were helping to source medical supplies from China for Canada. It's very easy for people to use the fact that we are doing this as a test, as proof of whether you're a loyal Canadian or not. This is a very dangerous way of putting people in boxes. And there are many other litmus tests that we can identify. For example, your views on Hong Kong, your views on Tibet, your views on Uyghurs, your views on South China Sea, whether you belong to an organization that is officially part of the 统一战线, United Front. Many organizations are listed as part of a United Front list of organizations. And the fact that you are simply associated with one is often used as a litmus test. And this is not a good development that I'm seeing.
Wu was appointed to the Senate by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in 2016 with an official announcement citing his work with the same entities now identified by diaspora researchers as Chinese-influenced trade lobbies. The map, titled From Ottawa to Victoria, is part of the ongoing Dotting the Map series from Canadian Friends of Hong Kong and found in translation to diaspora-led civil society groups. Built from open source records, the map draws direct lines between the United Front-aligned businesses, political and media organizations, and prominent Canadian leaders, including Senator Wu, former BC Liberal Premier Christy Clark, ex-Minister Teresa Watt, Premier David Eby's advisor Ding Guo, and Rise media journalists. The researchers caution that no individual named in the report is alleged to be knowingly involved in Chinese influence activities. Rather, the mapping effort is designed to educate voters by highlighting verified affiliations to Chinese state or military-linked organizations. Rise Media, as reported by the Bureau, played a key role in supporting Mark Carney's current Liberal candidate, Parm Bains, in the 2021 contest, in which Bains upset Conservative incumbent Kenny Chow. That Richmond riding is one of the top 3 examples of Chinese election interference overturning Conservative candidates, according to the former Conservative leader, Aaron O'Toole. At the center of the new dotting the map diagram is Senator Wu, shown helping open pathways for China Poly Group, a state conglomerate tied to the People's Liberation Army, and Polyculture, its cultural diplomacy arm. The map shows that under Liberal Christy Clark government, with Wu's active involvement, British Columbia approved multi-million-dollar partnerships with numerous shadowy Chinese entities via HQ Vancouver, a Canadian public-private entity created to draw foreign investment into Canada. Wu's name is also linked through the board roles and event partnership to the Asia Pacific Foundation of Canada and various CCP aligned think tanks, including those tied through joint programming to the International Liaison Department, a CCP foreign intelligence arm. According to the map, Wu organized a 2010 event in Canada with Henry Huao Wang, founder of the Center for China and Globalization, a think tank under the ILD that directly advises the Chinese State Council. Wang and Wu co-wrote articles and maintained overt links through the Asia Pacific Foundation during Wu's tenure as president and CEO. According to political scientist Anne-Marie Brady, the ILD is tasked with gathering intelligence on foreign politicians and political parties and developing asset relations with them. In Justin Trudeau's October 2016 appointment notice, Wu is credited for works including as president and CEO of the Asia Pacific. This is a quote from Justin Trudeau. As president and CEO of the Asia Pacific Foundation of Canada from 2005 to 2014, he led a major expansion of the organization and spearheaded the National Conversation on Asia, a 3-year cross-Canada campaign to highlight the growing importance of Asia in the world and for Canada. Currently, he serves as president of HQ Vancouver, a public-private partnership established to promote British Columbia as a head office location for global firms. According to the map, Teresa Watt, while serving as minister in Christy Clark's Liberal government, extended Belt and Road cooperation to British Columbia, joined Huawei and a local telecom firm in 5G research initiatives, participated in multiple PRC-affiliated delegations, and came from a background in Chinese state-linked media. She is also listed as having facilitated the involvement of Chinese real estate tycoons in provincial-level discussions on infrastructure and housing. The map identifies Ding Guo, founder of the Canada Committee 100 Society, CSIS 100, as a critical node. Guo is shown as journalist from Shanghai, transitioned into a leadership role in BC Chinese language media and political mobilization. As previously reported by the Bureau in December 2021, then Attorney General David Eby approved a $20,000 provincial grant to CCS 100, citing its anti-racism and Chinese diaspora engagement goals. The grant was awarded while Gao served as a Chinese community advisor to Eby. A February 2021 report from a Chinese Communist Party organ cited CCS 100 among several Canadian groups praised for voter education, mobilization, and fundraising efforts during the 2019 election cycle. Premier David Eby also awarded Ding Gao the King Charles III Coronation Medal, the researchers found. Kenny Zhang, also named in the map, is shown occupying a dual role as a former executive director of HQ Vancouver and head researcher of Ding Gao's CCS 100. He was affiliated with Rise Media, which promoted Liberal candidate Parm Bains over MP Kenny Chow during the 2021 federal election, and Zhang was also awarded the King Charles III Coronation Medal by Senator Juan Paul Wu. The Bureau's publication of the Wu tape forms as part of the evidentiary spine of the researchers' latest map. All three, Gao, Zhang, and Wu, were present in this groundbreaking piece of evidence.
I mean, I don't like how the $20,000 is that really. I mean, I think we talked about this a while back, where it's like $20,000. That doesn't seem like a big deal, but I mean, what a mess, right? I mean, how do we tell the difference between political interference and just industry development? Like how do we take foreign investments or foreign? Like, to me, it seems like it's becoming a big global mess.
We need to take the foreigners out of governing other countries completely. This is the major part of the problem.
I would agree with that totally, but.
Meanwhile, as previously reported by the Bureau, a report that praised Premier David Eby's advisor Ding Gao for helping mobilize Chinese Canadian voters. I mean, that's part of the problem, right? This job is to mobilize Chinese voters. He's going to mobilize them towards whatever the fucking Chinese Communist Party wants.
So I guess that's pretty.
And it's no coincidence that we're turning communist.
I know.
And we're backing China instead of the US right now. So it noted that Trudeau Jr. personally went to seek votes at a Chinese supermarket in Markham. The report published by ACFROC, a United Front-linked organization, also emphasized the key role of WeChat in rallying voters. It said 41 federal election candidates seen as of special interest to Beijing were nominated by different parties in the 2019 race, an increase from only 27 and 23 in 2015 and 2011. Charles Burton, a respected China expert and Mandarin language and analyst, reviewed the report for the Bureau. He said the document identifies 41 distinguished Chinese candidates nominated in 2019. So I judge the use of distinguished implies identification of candidates potentially useful to the United Front's aims. That was a long one, Sam. God damn.
Yeah.